can do this. Does that look good or not? I don't know. Okay, let's try it again.
Starting solids with our babies can be such an exciting time. It can be so funny and cute to see their little facial expressions as we're giving them all new textures. But what happens if their sleep gets worse after starting solids? Today I'm going to be answering your question. My 7-month-old's night sleep has gotten so much worse since starting on solids. Why is this happening? Hi, my name's Josephine and I'm a sleep expert at Little Ones. I'm a mother to 3 beautiful little children and I've been a sleep consultant for over 3.5 years now. If you love all things baby and toddler sleep, please click on the subscription button and the bell next to it. This way you can get your weekly dose of sleep and nutrition information. Please click on the description box below for further resources. I'm going to be attaching an article called When, What and How to Start Solids. This article shows what signs your little one is showing to start solids, how to start solids, and some more tips and tricks. Please tell us in the comment box below, how old was your little one when you started solids with them? Did you notice in the beginning that their sleep got a little bit worse before it improved? So if your little one is around 7 months old and you're noticing that their night sleep is getting a bit worse, it could be any number of things going on. But if you recently have started solids with your little one, we could start off ruling out discomfort. Sometimes in our haste to get our little ones established on solids, we can sometimes take it a bit too fast. So if you've started solids with your little one and we're giving them a bit too much at once, we can notice a bit of digestive discomfort. So what does digestive discomfort look like? It can look like wriggling, crying, arching their back, grunting or tossing and turning. If your little one is showing these signs of discomfort, my top advice would be take a step back and take it a wee bit slower. I would always recommend just starting with 1 meal a day. Start it really, really slow, just half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon per day, and then gradually increase it by 1 teaspoon. This way, it's not a shock to our little ones' bellies and they have time to adjust. I would always recommend starting with lunch solids. Why lunch? Because at least we can look out for any possible allergic reactions to the foods that we're introducing, and this way we can start during the day to give their bellies a little bit of time to adjust before going to dinner solids. So if you've started with lunch solids and they're having a few teaspoons, then we can go ahead and start introducing breakfast and dinner. So we can introduce in the same manner, just with 1 teaspoon and then increasing it gradually. We mainly notice digestive discomfort in the early hours of the morning. This is around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning when our digestive system is working its hardest. So if you're noticing some signs of discomfort, we can look at the quantity of solids, but we can also look at what we're feeding our little ones. So some babies, my babies in particular, I noticed that if I gave meat protein to my little ones at dinner solids, I noticed that their night sleep was just horrible. That meat protein was so hard for their little bellies to digest that it really, really impacted their ability to get into a deep sleep. So if you're noticing that protein or meat protein is causing your little one some distress, then you could hold off until around 9 or 10 months old and then start slowly introducing some of those proteins. My favourite thing to feed my babies at dinner time was starchy carbs. So they loved their casseroles, their pastas and their potatoes. So if we've ruled out some discomfort affecting your 7-month-old's night sleep, the next thing that we can do is look at if it is genuine hunger. So if our little ones are under 8 months old, we need to expect that they will need 1 or 2 night feeds until they're established on solids. So fully established on solids, is 2 meals a day, at least half a cup at each meal. So since we're taking it slow and steady with introducing solids, we do need to take into consideration that they will still need a night feed if they've just started on solids. So if your little one is waking up quite a few times overnight, I'd start off ruling out hunger just to see if that helps them settle down a lot quicker. And if their 7 o'clock morning milk feed or their morning milk feed is still a nice full feed, then we know that that night feed is genuine hunger. So they're my top 2 things to check over if a baby has just started solids and they're waking more overnight. If we've ruled out discomfort and hunger, the next thing that we can check is it something totally unrelated to solids? Is it a regression? Is it too much day sleep? Is it a settling issue? The list goes on. So the next thing that I would look at is how much day sleep is your 7-month-old having? Because around 6 to 8 months old, there is a nap transition regression. So our little ones can start to show signs of needing to drop that 3rd afternoon nap of the day. So if your 7-month-old is still having quite a long afternoon nap, too much sleep after 3 p.m, then we notice that they will wake up quite a few times overnight, and that's their way of saying, I'm having way too much day sleep. So if this was happening, then I would cut that late afternoon nap back to just a 10 to 15 minute nap, or I would actually just drop it all together if your little one is having quite a decent midday nap. If your little one is waking every 2 hours overnight, this would often sometimes indicate a settling issue. So it may not be linked to solids, it may be linked to their ability to link cycles without our help. So if this is happening and your little one can't self-settle, then it could be that we need to work on getting your little one to self-settle independently and to link cycles independently. So to summarise, our little one's sleep can be affected by starting solids. So my top advice would be to take it slow and steady. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us the thumbs up. Once again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. This way you can get your dose of sleep and nutrition information. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Bye.